Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. The people with the worst past can create the best future. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and what they have planned for you is not much. Forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. Don't cling to yesterday. It was beautiful, but it was yesterday. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. There's only one thing more precious than our time, and that's who we spend it on. One day, you'll laugh at how much you let this matter. Never hurt others to heal yourself. Never hurt yourself to heal others. Don't just love yourself. Have respect for yourself. If you don't, other people will have no problems walking all over you. The highest reward for one's toil is not what one gets for it, but what one becomes by it. Clocks show time, and time shows people. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means that damage no longer controls your life. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is a starting point to begin changing your life. Try to get what you love, otherwise, you'll have to love what you got. Your education is never complete. Be determined to live fully and continually learn. You must let the pain visit you, must allow it to teach you, but you must not allow it to overstay. If you can find paths without any obstacles, they probably lead nowhere. Obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're road signs. Choosing comfort over discomfort does not lead to a comfortable life. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. It's your road, and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Problems are the price you pay for progress. Be patient and tough. Someday, this pain will be useful to you. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people will spend it for you. Being deluded and scared will make you suffocate. Being honest with yourself and responsible will make you breathe. Stand up to your obstacles and do something about them. You will find that they haven't half the strength you think they have. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Change the person in the mirror, and your world will change. You can waste your life drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. You can win a lot in life just by being the last one to give up. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. One of my biggest life lessons is, we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. More important than the ability to pick the right one is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Our suffering is caused by holding on to how things might have been, should have been, could have been. Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Close some doors today, not because of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they lead you nowhere. The things that you consider to be yours own you far more than you own them. Much suffering and much unhappiness arise when you take each thought that comes into your head for the truth. We cannot simply sit and stare at our wounds forever. We must stand up and move on to the next action. The journey to your success will always begin with the small step of taking a chance. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. The good life is not one immune to sadness, but one in which suffering contributes to our development. Sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. You are willing to pay those payments with pain because pain is just a message when you are fixing something that's insufficient in your life. Following a path is easy. Creating a new one can be painful, but it will lead you to new places. It is wise to keep in mind that neither success nor failure is ever final. You may have had unfair things happen to you, but the depth of your pain is an indication of the height of your future. We feel guilty when we no longer want to associate with old friends who have not changed, but this is the price and marker of growth. The world will not become kinder to you just because you are a good person. Good people are the ones who are played with the most. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection. If someone's words do not match their actions, get away from them. Sometimes, it's the thought of someone leaving you that is more painful than the pain you feel when someone leaves you. In every success story, you will find someone who has made a courageous decision. Your life becomes so peaceful when your anger for the people who hurt you turns into sympathy for them. People are more selfish than you think they are. You have to walk and create the way by your walking. You will not find a ready-made path. The greatest thing you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. You cannot be afraid to disappoint people. You have to live the life you want to live. You will meet people who you just can't get along with, no matter how correct you come. You can say and do all the right things, but will bump heads regardless. Change is scary because known challenges and pain are easier to accept than unknown ones. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. Forget trying to change people. Either change yourself, change your environment, or both. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. Your life becomes meaningful in precise proportion to the depths of the responsibility you are willing to shoulder. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. If you're not resilient by now, life is only going to get tougher for you. Always place your becoming above your current being. Do not cling to any one person, not even your most beloved. Every person is a prison and also a hiding place. The chief trick to making good mistakes is not to hide them, especially not from yourself. Life gets better when health becomes your first priority. The more seriously you take yourself, the unhappier you're going to be. The energy we spend to complain can be redirected to act for change. When we take responsibility, we get out of the victim mode and move on. Enjoy what you can and ignore the rest. Let's not waste any energy fighting things that are outside our control. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. Sometimes, letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. Sometimes, the place you are used to is not the place you belong. All obstacles that are perceived with love can transform into the greatest life lessons. As you improve, you'll find yourself more disappointed with those around you. To avoid this, be hard on yourself, but understanding of others. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Don't hold your breath on people doing the right or ethical thing. People make decisions based on self-interests, not on what is right. Nothing prevents happiness like the memory of happiness. Often, there is a time gap between knowing better and doing better. Start prioritizing your mental health instead of adjusting to toxic spaces. If you haven't the strength to impose your own terms upon life, then you must accept the terms it offers you. The more distant you are, the more you can see the whole picture. You have a broader view with less emotional confusion. The best thing you can do for society is to take care of yourself first. Even if you've been dumped on and mistreated, you have to not become bitter, not mistreat or dump on others. You can't make people love you the way you love them. The regret of putting first those who don't put you first makes your life painful. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. The most important thing is to look ahead. The past is your anchor. Life is a succession of lessons that must be lived to be understood. Before a new chapter is begun, the old one has to be finished. Tell yourself that what has passed will never come back. Nothing is irreplaceable. A habit is not a need. No matter how many people you surround yourself with, you will always be alone. It's up to you to pick yourself up and carry on. When you're driving through the darkness, you can only see as far as the headlights shine, but you can make the whole trip that way. In the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not yet the end. If it makes you nervous, you're doing it right. What a wonderful thought it is that some of the best days of our lives haven't happened yet. There is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. In any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or step back into safety. One of the fastest ways to improve your life is to simply do what you said you were going to do. Your future self is watching you through your memories. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. The trouble is, if you don't risk anything, you risk more. Hope itself is like a star, not to be seen in the sunshine of prosperity, and only to be discovered in the night of adversity. You can't turn back the clock, but you can wind it up again. One finds limits by pushing them. The past cannot be changed. The future is yet in your power. If you hate starting over, stop quitting. Whatever the mind can think and perceive, it can achieve. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking permission. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. The limits of the possible can only be defined by going beyond them into the impossible. If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. Adversity introduces a man to himself. If the path is beautiful, let us not ask where it leads. All we are is the result of all we have thought. The task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you. The time you kill does not die without avenging itself. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind. The future is always beginning now. Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. One secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. There is meaning in every journey that is unknown to the traveler. Don't carry your mistakes around with you. Instead, place them under your feet and use them as stepping stones to rise above them. Once you realize you deserve a bright future, letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make. Folks are usually about as happy as they make up their minds to be. At some point, you have to divorce yourself from doing the things that other people want from you. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Wake up determined and go to bed satisfied. It's always too early to quit. Growing up is losing some illusions in order to acquire others. You are always one decision away from a totally different life. Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: it might have been. You cannot find peace by avoiding life. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Your life is your story. Write well, edit often. No amount of regretting can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Tell the truth, or someone will tell it for you. To choose doubt as a philosophy of life is akin to choosing immobility as a means of transportation. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history, but not a part of your destiny. Courage is like a muscle, we strengthen it by use. If you give up on your dreams, what's left? If we all did the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. We aim above the mark to hit the mark. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. Sometimes, good things fall apart so better things can fall together. The world is round, and the place which may seem like the end may also be the beginning. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Despite everything, it's still you. Change the world by being yourself. Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you are willing to do. Your attitude determines how well you do it. You are always stronger and more resourceful than you give yourself credit for. Challenge and adversity are meant to help you know who you are. Storms hit your weakness, but unlock your true strength. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. With confidence, you have won before you have started. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. The only place where your dream becomes impossible is in your own thinking. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. The discontent and frustration that you feel is entirely your own creation. People don't resist change, they resist being changed. Life isn't fair, it's just fairer than death, that's all. If you think you were too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. If you wait for something, all that happens is that you get older. Just because your path is different from others doesn't mean you're lost. It is difficult to make the right choice if you fear choosing wrongly. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. You grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. We are all faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. You can waste your lives drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. You have to accept whatever comes. And the only important thing is that you meet it with the best you have to give. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. No matter how much suffering you went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories. Go forth on your path, as it exists only through your walking. The art of living lies less in eliminating our troubles than in growing with them. Life isn't something you possess, it's something you take part in. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. On the other side of a storm is the strength that comes from having navigated through it. Raise your sail and begin. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. You can have it all, just not all at once. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll be able to see further. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are. Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. The world stands aside to let anyone pass who knows where he is going. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Difficulties are meant to rouse, not discourage. The human spirit is to grow strong by conflict. Finding the lesson behind every adversity will be the one important thing that helps get you through it. Dreams happen when you're asleep. Hope happens when you dream while you're awake. The pain you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Fear is just excitement in need of an attitude adjustment. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I have learned not to allow rejection to move me. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. It's not the load that keeps you down, it's how you carry it. At the end of the game, the king and the pawn go back to the same box. We must embrace pain and burn it as fuel for our journey. The days are long, but the years are short. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move on. When you accept yourself, the whole world accepts you. Step out of the history that is holding you back. Step into the new story you are willing to create. At the end of the day, let there be no excuses, no explanations, no regrets. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. Be careful the stories you're telling yourself about your current circumstances. A head full of negative thoughts has no space for positive ones. Strong people have a strong sense of self-worth and self-awareness. They don't need the approval of others. If there was nothing wrong in the world, there wouldn't be anything for us to do. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Waiting is painful. Forgetting is painful. But not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. I never change. I simply become more myself. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Almost every successful person begins with two beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and I have the power to make it so. There is hope even when your brain tells you there isn't. You only fail when you stop trying. Adventure may hurt you, but monotony will kill you. Maybe the path that scares you the most is the one you need to take. Sometimes carrying on, just carrying on, is a superhuman achievement. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Adversity is not a detour, it is part of the path. Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which, in prosperous circumstances, would have lain dormant. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Someday is not a day of the week. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Hard times may have held you down, but they will not last forever. When all is said and done, you will be increased. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. How much you can learn when you fail determines how far you will go into achieving your goals. Every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy. Not being heard is no reason for silence. Remember, no effort that we make to attain something beautiful is ever lost. Forever is composed of nows. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Sometimes, you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. Courage is found in unlikely places. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. One of the most important things you can accomplish is just being yourself. You have to be where you are to get where you need to go. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. We are not a product of what has happened to us in our past. We have the power of choice. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. Courage is the power to let go of the familiar. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions, and never know too much to learn something new. Old ways won't open new doors. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. If your heart is broken, make art with the pieces. I hope you heal from things no one ever apologized for. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Reputation is what other people know about you. Honor is what you know about yourself. You can clutch the past so tightly to your chest that it leaves your arms too full to embrace the present. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. You must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave and find your eternity in each moment. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. A stumble may prevent a fall. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of chaos, and sometimes, in the middle of chaos, you find yourself. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. I survived because the fire inside me burned brighter than the fire around me. Our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful part of us. Adversity is like a strong wind. It tears away from us all but the things that cannot be torn, so that we see ourselves as we really are. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. It's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. We don't even know how strong we are until we are forced to bring that hidden strength forward. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Our greatest battles are that with our own minds. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. It is not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but doesn't get you anywhere. You cannot change anyone, but you can be the reason someone changes. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, overcome, endure, transform, love, and be greater than our suffering. You cannot protect yourself from sadness without protecting yourself from happiness. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Sometimes, the place you are used to is not the place you belong. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Sometimes, it takes an overwhelming breakdown to have an undeniable breakthrough. It's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. Going through challenging things can teach you a lot, and they also make you appreciate the times that aren't so challenging. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Failure is not the end of the road. It is abandoning the road. Learn from failure and keep moving forward. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. A miracle isn't winning the lotto. It's believing in yourself when you didn't before. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. There is time for everything. If you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. The best view comes after the hardest climb. It always seems impossible until it's done. We can do anything we want if we stick to it long enough. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others. Look in the mirror. That's your competition. Any change, even a change for the better, is always accompanied by drawbacks and discomforts. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Don't spend time beating on a wall, hoping to transform it into a door. You become what you believe. Time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. Prosperity is not without many fears and disasters, and adversity is not without comforts and hopes. Sometimes, you face difficulties not because you have done something wrong, but because you have done something right. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. The only real prison is fear, and the only real freedom is freedom from fear. We need never be hopeless because we can never be irreparably broken. When you compare the sorrows of real life to the pleasures of the imaginary one, you will never want to live again, only to dream forever. History will be kind to you because you intend to write it. Success isn't overnight. It's when every day you get a little better than the day before. It all adds up. Grief and resilience live together. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days, waiting for better ones ahead. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give you happiness. Bad days give you experience. Every luxury must be paid for, and everything is a luxury, starting with being in this world. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. You may delay, but time will not. The art of life is a constant readjustment to our surroundings. Life is only precious because it ends. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. The oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived. Act as if it were impossible to fail. The past is history. The future is a mystery. The here and now is a gift. That is why it's called the present. I say luck is when an opportunity comes along and you are prepared for it. Do not take life so seriously, you will never get out of it alive. Within our dreams and aspirations, we find opportunities. It is confidence in our bodies, minds, and spirits that allows us to keep looking for new adventures. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking places. What makes you unique is what makes you attractive. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. Pain makes you stronger. Tears make you braver. Heartbreak makes you wiser. So thank the past for a better future. Most people spend more time and energy going around problems than in trying to solve them. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, he turned into a butterfly. It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen. We build too many walls and not enough bridges. I don't believe you have to be better than everybody else. I believe you have to be better than you ever thought you could be. Your past doesn't define you. It just gives you the starting point of who you're going to be. Sometimes, you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Often, any decision, even the wrong decision, is better than no decision. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. The first duty of a man is to think for himself. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. You cannot change what you are, only what you do. Resilience is knowing that you are the only one that has the power and the responsibility to pick yourself up. True wisdom requires both thinking with our head and understanding with our heart. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it. You are your best thing. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly, you are doing the impossible. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours. If a goal is worth having, it's worth blocking out the time in your day-to-day life necessary to achieve it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Never let yesterday use up today. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. You must learn to let go. Release the stress. You were never in control anyway. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. You have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of your life. Life is just a race against time, so have a good time. The starting point of all achievement is desire. If something is wrong, fix it now, but train yourself not to worry. Worry fixes nothing. If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a new way to stand. Don't be discouraged, it's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. Climb the mountain to see the world, not so that the world can see you. The greatest mistake you can make in life is to be continually fearing you will make one. Work hard in silence. Let success be your noise. We generate fears while we sit. We overcome them by action. You just can't beat the person who never gives up. If you don't stand up for something, you can fall for anything. Your own resolution to succeed is more important than any others. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. If it is important to you, you will find a way, not an excuse. No matter how hard you work to bring yourself up, there's someone out there working just as hard to put you down. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Never will you have this day again, so make it count. Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Failure is a condiment that gives success its flavor. Not until we are lost do we begin to truly find ourselves. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. If you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If you're not, you'll find an excuse. Always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Only you have the power to determine whether your future mimics your past. The best way out is always through. If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you'll be further along in life than most people. When your work speaks for itself, don't interrupt. All progress takes place outside the comfort zone. There is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, be nothing, say nothing. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. The secret to change is not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Dreams don't work if you don't. If you spend too much time thinking about one thing, you'll never get it done. Don't wait to reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself every step you take. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Every failure is a lesson. If you are not willing to fail, you are not ready to succeed. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Pain is weakness leaving your body. You never lose your strength. Sometimes you just forget you have them. The fear you don't confront becomes your limit. If you only do what you can do, you'll never be more than you are now. The past is in your head. The future is in your hands. A sword can only be formed once it goes into the fire. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. The days that break you are the days that make you. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. The magic you want to see is in the work you are avoiding. The day you plant the seeds is not the same day you eat the fruit. You've survived 100% of your bad days. Pain tells you that you have been injured, but more importantly, it tells you that you are not dead yet. The only one who will truly thank you is you in the future. Winners have lost more times than losers have tried. Being weak isn't the problem. The problem is your weak mentality refusing to fix it. Be a person who was born in the struggle, not someone who dies in it. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. Never forget why you started. If you can't beat fear, just do it scared. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. When you find yourself in a difficult situation and everything is going against you, never give up, because this is the place and time when everything will change. You are likely to fall when you stop paddling your bicycle. It could always be worse. The only bad job is the one you didn't do. Failure is not proof, it is information. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. What if I told you that 10 years from now, your life would be exactly the same? I doubt you'd be happy. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. The world around you is doing its best day and night to make you like everyone else. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. When you find the purpose in your life, every second seems much more meaningful. Be the man you want your son to be. If you find it difficult just to make a choice, don't look back. An adventure is never an adventure when it happens. An adventure is simply physical and emotional discomfort recollected in tranquility. Don't make decisions based on fear. Make them based on hope. When a defining moment comes along, you can do one of two things: define the moment or let the moment define you. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Character consists of what you do on the third and fourth tries. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. The hard is what makes it great. By perseverance, the snail reached the ark. Words are like keys. If you choose them right, they can open any heart and shut any mouth. When you build in silence, people don't know what to attack. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it. Turn your wounds into wisdom. If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. Fear is temporary. Regret is forever. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. One day, the people that don't even believe in you will tell everyone how they met you. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Don't get burned twice by the same flame. Worrying about losing is losing before you begin. Excuses make today easier, but tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today hard, but tomorrow easier. As long as you are alive, no obstacle is permanent. Your struggle is part of your story. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. Be teachable. You're not always right. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine to your soul. Without rain, nothing grows. Learn to embrace the storm of your life. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Never make a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. If you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. Stop waiting for the right time. Time isn't waiting for you. You do not find a happy life, you make it. Hardship often prepares an ordinary person for an extraordinary destiny. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. Your comfort zone will destroy your dreams. You only pass through this life once. You don't come back for an encore. Your past is a place to learn and grow, not a place to live. Be proud you survived the days you thought you couldn't. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. Stop calling it a dream. Start calling it a plan. Take a deep breath. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. Remain focused. Your time is coming. Judge no one. Just improve yourself. Train your mind to be stronger than your feelings. Don't give up on yourself. There's a reason why you started. Win in your mind, and you will win in your reality. Making mistakes is better than faking perfection. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. A warrior is someone who gets up even when he can't. Being alone is a power very few can handle. Move with strategy, not emotion. Confidence is built by facing what you fear. The best things are yet to come. Trust yourself. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Control your thoughts, or your thoughts will control you. Become a ghost. Forget attention. Just grow in private. Push yourself to be your best. No one else is going to do it for you. Your time is your most precious asset. Don't waste it. Don't call it a problem. Instead, call it a challenge. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Two things define you. Your patience when you have nothing and your attitude when you have everything. Don't quit. Nothing lasts forever, not even pain. The way you speak to yourself matters the most. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. You don't need more time. You need less distractions. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone. You can't reach what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. Before you act, decide. Before you decide, think. Before you think, focus. One day, you will thank yourself for not giving up. Your failure does not define you. Your persistence does. Take the risk or lose the chance. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. Your only limit is you. Accept what you can't change. Change what you can't accept. When you learn to survive without anyone, you can survive anything. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Die with memories, not dreams. Problems are not stop signs. They are guidelines. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of who you are. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. If the world was blind, how many people would you impress? You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. The big lesson in life is never be scared of anyone or anything. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Sometimes you can't see yourself clearly until you see yourself through the eyes of others. In the end, some of your greatest pains become your greatest strengths. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. You can't change other people, and it's rude to try. The answer is always no until you ask. There are two ways to do things, right and again. Stop expecting others to give you more respect than the respect you give yourself. I don't know the secret to success, but the secret to failure is trying to please everyone. Hope is not a strategy. Never trust anybody. Trust is earned, not given from the start. You're never too old to cut people out of your life. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. A wise man can learn from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Life gives you lots of chances to screw up, which means you have just as many chances to get it right. People treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. The people who say you can't and you won't are usually the ones scared that you will. Don't make yourself available too much for anyone. You will lose importance. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you. If you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Stop trying to be happy. You can't be happy all the time, and it's okay. Once a problem is solved, its simplicity is amazing. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it." Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." You don't like everybody, so don't worry about everybody liking you. Your past does not equal your future. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and then have to sit there and watch them all crumble around you. You just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. Nothing that life has to offer is worth the price of worry. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. Someday isn't even a real day, although for some people, it's every day. Don't hang on to your mistakes just because you spend a lot of time making them. Never take for granted the time you spend with the people you keep. It could be over any day. Live in reality as it is, not as you wish it was. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, that's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Don't focus on perfection or control. You are not in control of anything, and there is no such thing as perfection. No matter how good a person you are, you will always be bad in someone's story. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop. Don't doubt yourself. That's what haters are for. To live life, you need problems. If you get what you want the minute you want it, then what's the point of living? Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Reflection and the gaining of knowledge is power. Without the means of either, you are powerless. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Say no more than you wish to have said. Do no less than what you wish you have done. Mistakes do not attest to your character. Your reaction to them does. Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look at the best side of every event. Stop expecting others to always agree with you. Ability can take you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Be prepared to change your ideas about who you want to be. This is an important feedback loop as you gain life experience. Chasing a person doesn't give you value or build value in you. You earn your value by chasing morality and practicing dignity. Don't do anything you feel you'd have to lie about later. If you are driven by fear, anger, or pride, nature will force you to compete. If you are guided by courage, awareness, tranquility, and peace, nature will serve you. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. Whatever is causing you worry or pain right now won't cause you worry or pain forever. Things change with time, and it will pass. If you need more than one hand to count your best friends, you're not a great best friend. The single most powerful element of youth is that you don't have the life experiences to know what can't be done. At some point, you just got to forgive the past. Your happiness hinges on it. There's a lot of things worth caring about. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. We're all born with two things: borrowed time in varying amounts and the ability to make choices. If you wish to know how you are spending yours, observe how others waste their time making wrong choices and don't repeat them. Don't correct people if you could just as easily let it slide. You can either be a negative or positive person in life, but only one will get you somewhere. Like life doesn't care about your vision. You just got to roll with it. Nothing happens to anyone that he is not fit by nature to bear. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. It's never too late to turn your life in a completely new direction, and there is huge importance in just one day. Lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. You will never be who you want to be until you are happy with who you are. When you get a different vantage point, it changes your perspective. It allows us to see things that maybe we should have seen a long time ago. If you're right, but you're obnoxious about it, people won't see you as the good guy. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you. Don't spend your life dreaming about what could have been in another place or under different circumstances. Instead, invest your energy in what is right in front of you. People often confuse stress with responsibility. In this life, you don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself. Accept things as they are. Life isn't about living in the past or living for the future. It's about living in the now. It is not a lack of time. It is a lack of priority. Enjoy every bit of your life to the fullest. Your compromises and sacrifices will be rewarded. No one ever got tired of loving. They get tired of waiting, hearing lies, assuming, saying sorry, and hurting. Never keep people in your life if they don't love and respect you as much as you do them. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. It's not whether or not you get knocked down. It's what you do when you get back up. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Strive to make small changes and learn something new daily, because there are always these experiences you have had to tap into for the future. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. Not everybody who speaks in a pleasant way to you is your friend. People are not good. People are not bad. People are just people. Experience, don't expect. Experience life. Do not carry expectations on how it should be. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Every person alive hits crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you saturate your mind with positive thoughts, it will sustain you in any situation. You don't ever truly know another person unless you can take up residence in their head. You'll never be privy to their true nature. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. You've got to know when it's time to turn the page. Forgiving doesn't make the person who hurts you feel better. It makes you feel better. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Life is brutal and will break your heart, and you just have to be brave and do the best you can. Never deny yourself an experience just because it's unknown or uncomfortable. It may just be a defining and wonderful part of your life. Never go to the past, not for happiness, not for justification, not for excuses. The world is what it is. You are what you are. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. If you only blame your problems on someone else, don't expect your life to get better. Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more, expect less. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven. Things are only impossible until they are not. Each defeat, each heartbreak, each loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your future. Don't prepare the road for your kids. Prepare your kids for the road. Don't be scared because you don't have all the answers right away. You will learn through your experiences and find your own way to happiness. Just because you got away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. Speak with caution. Even if someone forgives harsh words you've spoken, they may be too hurt to ever forget them. Don't leave a legacy of pain and regret of things you never should have said. It's not your fault things are the way they are. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Accept responsibility for your life. Know that it is you who will get you where you want to go, no one else. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. Opportunities can become obstacles the same way obstacles can become opportunities. It all depends on how they are being interpreted by the mind of a person. If you're going to apologize, you don't say, but after. Either you mean it or you don't. There are more things likely to frighten us than to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Fake love is mighty convincing in a world where real love is mighty rare. You can only lose what you cling to. If you want to find happiness, find gratitude. Accept that things happen. It may not be for a reason, and you may have no control over it. But the first step to getting through it is accepting what it is. You'll never be able to please everyone. So don't make your life revolve around being accepted by everyone. Don't rely on others to tell you how to be happy or what makes a good life. It's up to you to follow your heart and find happiness from there. Sometimes which choice you make is not as important as making a choice and committing to it. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope, while a fulfilled hope makes us happier than a fulfilled expectation. Don't worry about controlling your emotions. Control your actions. Don't wait for something good to happen. Realize that there are no participation trophies in life. Go out and do something for yourself. Success comes from action. There's no shame in saying, "I don't know." Nobody has all the answers. Pretending to be perfect doesn't make you perfect. Listen to your conscience and do the right thing no matter the cost. You can't put a price on self-respect. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. We live longer when we are too busy living. People who say you can't and you won't are usually the ones scared that you will. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Today is the oldest you've ever been in your life and the youngest you'll ever be again. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. Nobody's intentions are truly clear even after being stated. You aren't crazy, you're intelligent. Don't be afraid of a shadow. It just means there's a light nearby. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. If you wouldn't take advice from them, why would you take criticism? If it can be fixed, why are you complaining? If it can't be fixed, why are you complaining? If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it." Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. The trouble is you think you have time. People don't think about you as much as you imagine they do. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude. You cannot convince people to love you. No one will ever give you love because you want him or her to give it. Real love moves freely in both directions. Don't waste your time on anything else. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. You don't notice your progress in life because you are always raising the bar. Let go or be dragged. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. People don't get what they deserve. You aren't always responsible for the first thought you have, but you are responsible for the second one. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. Your mind gives up a lot faster than your body. A calm sea will not make you a skilled sailor. Just because a thought got your attention doesn't mean it deserves your attention. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop. If you find yourself repeatedly questioning whether or not something is right for you, the answer is usually no. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. A blind man is a poor guide until it gets dark. When you work for someone else, you have the right only to labor, not to the fruits of your labor. We have 2 lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Children make so much noise you can't think, but when they leave the house forever, the silence is maddening. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. If you look for the light, you will often find it, but if you look for the dark, it is all you will ever see. You might be the sweetest peach on the tree, but some people just don't like peaches. If all our problems were cards and we could lay them out on the table, I bet you'd pick your own back up. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. The bee doesn't waste its time trying to convince the fly that honey is better than nothing. In life, that which is worth having comes easy. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. You can't cross the ocean until you lose sight of the shore. It's easy to fool someone. It's hard to convince them that they've been fooled. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. You can either be a negative or positive person in life, but only one will get you somewhere. Before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Worrying only means you suffer twice. Be afraid, but do it anyway. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. That mountain you've been carrying, you were only supposed to climb. People often confuse stress with responsibility. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. Someone once told me the meaning of hell. On your last day on earth, the person you became will meet the person you could have become. Quietly work. Let success speak up. It is not a lack of time. It is a lack of priority. What would you do if you weren't afraid? There are 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The days are long, the years are short. Heard this after I had my first kid. Couldn't be more true. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. Embrace stress as the opposite of apathy. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Everything outside of this moment is just imagination. If you stopped seeing the world in terms of what you like and what you dislike and saw things for what they truly are in themselves, you would find a great deal more peace in your life. If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. We are all the bad guy in someone's story. The only person who's ever going to remember your hard work is you. Not this company, not your boss, only you. It's not worth killing yourself over a company that'll replace you in 2 days if you're gone. The people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. Keep breaking your heart until it opens. Remember when you wanted what you currently have. No expectations, no disappointments. Be the person you needed when you were young. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. Here for a good time, not a long time. Feelings are not facts. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. If you are unhappy, you are doing something wrong. This too shall pass. Be not afraid of moving slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. Sometimes a hypocrite is nothing more than a man in the process of changing. The only time you should look into someone else's bowl is to make sure they have enough. Given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. The things you own end up owning you. Speak your mind even if your voice shakes. No matter how many times I may stumble, I will rise each time a better man. The most important step a man can take is the next one. It's always the next one. Experience, don't expect. Experience life. Do not carry expectations on how it should be. A salary is the drug they give you to forget your dreams. One day or day one, you decide. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Youth is happy because it has the capacity to see beauty. Anyone who keeps the ability to see beauty never grows old. The past is just a story we tell ourselves. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Honesty without kindness is brutality. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. They've promised that dreams can come true, but forgot to mention that nightmares are dreams too. Every journey begins with the first step. In order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it and not how you imagine their experience to be. Never wrestle with a pig. You both will get dirty, but the pig likes it. Better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Better 50% now than 100% never. Just because you know how it's done doesn't mean it's not magic. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. What God doesn't give to you, you have to go and get for yourself. Success is not the title you have or how much money you make. If your relationships with friends and family are healthy and thriving, that is a success. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's better to have $480 in a wallet that costs $20 than to have $20 in a wallet that costs $480. It's no use wasting time worrying what other people think about you. No one is thinking about you. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. No one raindrop thinks it causes the flood. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. To realize that you are not your thoughts is when you begin to awaken spiritually. The world is a tragedy to those who feel, but a comedy to those who think. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Don't die until you're done. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. There's no point in being grown up if you can't act a little childish sometimes. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Never go to the past, not for happiness, not for justification, not for excuses. The world is what it is. You are what you are. The graveyard is full of people who used to think that the world could not run without them. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven. Things are only impossible until they are not. Just because you got away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. It's not your fault things are the way they are. If you're going to apologize, you don't say, but after. Either you mean it or you don't. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. There are more things likely to frighten us than to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. It never gets easy, but it gets easier. Fake love is mighty convincing in a world where real love is mighty rare. If you need music on the beach, you're missing the point. We are our choices. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. We live longer when we are too busy living. Sometimes which choice you make is not as important as making a choice and committing to it. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope, while a fulfilled hope makes us happier than a fulfilled expectation. The point of the argument is not to defeat each other, but to understand each other. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. I guess it comes down to a simple choice. Really, get busy living or get busy dying.